Our early experiences influence our behavior patterns as we become older by forming our responses to various circumstances and how we express ourselves. Marriage and family counselors Dr. Milan and K. Yurkovich found that each person has a unique love style that is influenced by their environment. Our interactions with romantic partners are influenced by these love styles. The 5 love styles that Dr. Yurkovich identified are as follows. The pleaser is the first love style and is frequently raised by parents who are extremely critical or protective. In order to prevent unfavorable reactions, pleasers learn to act flawlessly. They frequently console their irascible parents rather than getting it themselves. Conflict makes them uncomfortable, and they often give in or settle disputes fast. Pleasers may lie to avoid conflict, since they find it difficult to say no. They continue to stretch themselves too thin as adults by putting other people's needs ahead of their own, often to the detriment of both. Pleasers must set limits and be open about their own emotions in order to create lasting relationships. The victim comes next, and they usually have a turbulent upbringing. In order to prevent their parents' rage or violence, victims learn to be obedient and maintain a low profile. To deal with the threats they encounter, they frequently withdraw into their imagination. Victims suffer from despair, anxiety, and low self-esteem. They might wed people who behave in a domineering manner, just like their parents did. When there is silence, victims feel uncomfortable because they have grown accustomed to commotion. Instead of letting others take advantage of them, victims need to learn to respect themselves, advocate for their needs, and set boundaries in order to build healthy relationships. Another love style that is frequently influenced by upbringing in an environment devoid of support and protection is the controller. In order to prevent vulnerability, controllers must keep control and learn to rely on themselves. They frequently exhibit stiff, erratic characteristics and utilize rage as a weapon to hold on to power. Controllers dislike having their plans interrupted and prefer to handle issues on their own. Controllers must learn to trust others, let go of their need for control, and regulate their anger if they hope to build long-lasting relationships. A person who was raised by an unpredictable father is known as a vacillator. Vacillators have a severe dread of being abandoned and feel ignored. Vacillators frequently refuse to take attention from their parents because they are too upset or exhausted. As adults, they look for the steady affection they didn't have as kids, but they frequently romanticize relationships and get disappointed when they don't get it. Vacillators frequently feel misunderstood since they are extremely sensitive and pick up on even the smallest changes in other people's behavior. Vacillators must learn to control their expectations and pace themselves in order to prevent getting harmed by jumping into relationships too quickly. Finally, the avoider is raised in a household that encourages autonomy and self-sufficiency. Because their parents are emotionally unavailable, avoiders learn to take care of themselves early on and repress their own needs. They are uncomfortable with the strong emotions of others, prefer alone, and are more likely to use reason than feelings. Avoiders must learn to be open and honest about their feelings in order to build meaningful relationships. Childhood experiences impact each person's love style, and by recognizing these trends, people can create relationships that are more stable and healthy. More satisfying relationships with other people might result from recognizing one's own love style and attempting to overcome its obstacles.